Hello, Verdium here, and this is Xenonauts, a game you've probably not heard of. It's a pretty small game, but it's a strategy game. It's based on Xcom. It's very similar to it, except it's a lot more strategic, and I just enjoy it a lot more on the whole. I've played a good amount of time on it. I finished the game at least once, but that wasn't a proper playthrough. I was saving and just reloading it whenever one of my characters died, and that's no fun. I just wanted to see how it ended. So this time I wanted to play it through like properly, as it was meant to be played, and I decided to record it. Basically, the game is just a lot more enjoyable than XCOM Any Unknown because I didn't like XCOM Unknown because it was just way too easy. Like by the mid and late game, your guys just had way too much armor and health, and they did way too much damage. The game was just a cakewalk, basically. That's what I like about this game. I got to the late game in this, and it was still ridiculously hard. I lost my guys so many times, and I reloaded that save file like I've lost count. But anyway, enough talking about it. Let's just give it a go and see how we do. Alright, so I've already read all this, but basically you have to place your first base, and I think the best place to place it, like I've only played this game like full through twice. The first time I completely failed because I placed it somewhere over in Australia, because yeah, well, that's where I live. And I found out that's like the worst place to place your first base because it doesn't cover much of the world. So I'm probably going to pick like the same place I did last time, and that's in the middle of the Middle East here, because it covers Europe, North Africa, sorry, South Africa. Just covers a lot more ground, and I think that's the best spot for a first base. But if anyone's played this and knows better, then yeah, please tell me. But anyway, I'm going to place it here, and I don't like this default name, so I'm going to call it Alpha Base, because that's the first name I can think of that sounds not corny. And yeah, as you can see, there's a night and dark side of the planet, and if there's any mission that occurs on the map, and it happens on the night side, it actually affects how the game works, and when you're in the middle of the fight, you'll have to throw flares and stuff to light up the battlefield, otherwise you can't see. Soldiers can only see up to about 5 or 6 tiles or something, I think, and they're a massive pain in the ass. And later on in the game, missions like terror missions and such, like the other XCOMs, they basically are the same thing, but they don't just spontaneously show up. It happens when UFOs get past your interceptors and they attack a city or something. And so you just have to try not to do that. So it's possible, if you have a good enough like range, coverage of everything, then you're able to shoot down those UFOs before they can do anything. And the circle around my base is the radar, so anything that happens outside of that you can't see, but you'll get like reports and stuff on, like say it's been abducting people over in North America. You'll see that, and you might be able to send something over there to check it out, but you won't be able to see it unless one of your interceptors is near it. And the first thing I'm going to do though is have a look at the barracks, see what my soldiers are, because this is probably going to take a while as well, so I'm probably going to cut this out, but I'll show you briefly how it all works. There's no set classes like XCOM Any Unknown. You can give them anything that you want. So I could give this guy 2 shotguns if I wanted to, even though that's completely pointless. But there's also a weight limit down here. If I give him like 2 rifles, or maybe not, this guy's really strong, but I give him a shitload of stuff, and you'll see his time units that start going down. Time units is what you use to move your units around each turn. They don't just have a dash and a normal movement like in XCOM. Each different action they use uses a certain amount of points, and obviously if you carry over their weight limit, then they're going to have a lot less points to actually do what you want them to do. And it seems like this guy is actually pretty good. He has very good stats actually. And yeah, so basically I'm going to edit all of these to how I want them, and if anyone is actually watching this, then you can feel free to comment and ask for a name or something, and I'll rename you down here. But regardless of how many people are watching this, I'm just still going to record it because I enjoy it. Right, I'll be back in a few seconds to you guys. Alright, now that I've set it all up, I'm going to go through it and show you exactly what I've done. It's more or less the same sort of setup that I did on the second playthrough I did, where I finished it by myself. But that was also when I was reloading every time someone died, so I have no idea how long these 8 people are going to live, how many of them will be alive. They're probably all going to die, but I'll go through them nonetheless. So I've got Emil and Zofia as my assaults. I've just left them as a default name. Remember, again, they don't do anything to their stats or anything. The stats are, you decide what you want them to do based on their stats. But basically, the assaults, they all carry a pistol and a riot shield, because then I can send them up and they'll block all of the shots, and I think if they get shot anywhere in front of them, the shield is guaranteed to block it. From the side or back, no, it won't block it. And they also have a shotgun with 8 bullets in it. Just for, like, going inside an alien ship or something, it tends to work out well. Better than the pistol, because the pistol doesn't do all that much damage. Mostly rely on the standard rifleman to do that. They also have a med pack, and some extra ammo, lots of grenades, as many as I can carry. Because grenades are really good in this game. Carry as many of them as you can, but make sure to bring extra ammo as well, because I've had some really long missions where you'll run out of ammo. Now, just my normal rifleman, just the standard sort of setup, just a med pack with them, because, yeah, there's a good chance someone's going to get injured. Shitloads of grenades, and the heavy weapons guy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing really different there, except he has a sidearm there in case he runs out of ammo, because they do go through their ammo pretty quick. They shoot 10 bullets each time, so you can only shoot a few times because he only has like 2 extra ammo slots there. Then there's the sniper. I picked the person with the lowest strength because snipers don't generally need to carry all that much. So just some extra ammo and some grenades for her. See ya. And that's all about it for our soldiers. We'll see how they go in their first mission soon enough. But for the moment, I'm going to show you how everything else works. At the moment, we start with the 2 starter aircraft. It's pretty basic. There's nothing you can really do with them at the moment, but eventually you can change what kind of missiles that they're using, because there's some missiles that are good against other ships and interceptors, that sort of thing. It has a whole wiki page here. These things are ridiculously well written. I would read them all through, but yeah, it would take way too long. There's so many of them. Just when they pop up in research screens, I'll just leave it there for anyone who wants to read through them. They're pretty damn interesting. Especially the ones to do with the aliens. Like, they actually made a novel on this starting area of it. I've read it, it's pretty decent. But yeah, anyway, back to the actual game itself. There's a research screen here. And, oh okay, I thought I'd select that. Yeah, but they're researching the alien invasion at the moment, and that's basically the starter tech to find out everything to do with the aliens, what they're composed of, that sort of thing. And there's not really anything else we can do in the base right now, so let's start the clock. See what happens. Yeah, see, you can see them actually doing stuff over here. Freak storm, UFO sighting. See, that's what I was talking about earlier. We need to wait until they come into our radar range before we can actually do anything. It isn't looking like they want to do it. Yeah, see, here's our first research that's done. Read through that if you want to. And now we get to choose between a Hunter Scout car or a high-speed interceptor. They're both reasonably good. Last time I didn't actually use these scout cars, but until like late game when I had a better one, but they seem to be really good, so I will be going for that. But at the moment I think interceptors are really important, so I'm going to do that first. And, oh, something I forgot as well, the base construction. I'm going to need some more living quarters, because you start off with only 5 extra capacity, because engineers and scientists both use capacity in your living quarters, so you need to be wary of that. Also, you need to build extra hangars if you want more interceptors. So yeah. So at the moment, I think that's all I want to do, but eventually we'll be expanding. I don't want to expand too much early on, just so we don't go bankrupt. That's what happened the very first time I played through this, and it was pretty terrible. But anyway, now all that's done, just fast forward until more shit happens. Alright, here we are. Just got a crash site. I think you get a few of these early on. Local forces have downed a small alien craft and are requesting Xenonaut assistance to secure the vessel. So here's our first mission. And basically we get this one for free. You can get an airstrike, which means you don't have to assault it. And you get a little bit of money, but you won't get any resources, such as the alien alloys and... I can't remember what it's called, Elenium I think it is. It's the same as Illyrium in Xcom, just a different name. Yeah, we're gonna intercept this and see how the first mission goes. Hopefully we don't lose anyone, but I have a bad feeling we probably will. Also, if the mission won't start straight away, they can get intercepted by aliens on the way there, so later on you have to be wary of that and escort them, or shoot down any interceptors before you do it. Here we go. Oh. Okay, and it seems I've already made a really stupid mistake. I didn't realize when I sent it here that it was on the night side of the planet. I did not even bother looking at that, so now this mission's going to be 10 times harder. Anyway, yeah, just be careful of night missions. They're pretty bad. See, there's some a civilian there. I need to throw flares out so I can extend the range. Oh, I'm definitely going to lose someone here. Shit. And you can see the amount of time units it's going to take when you move them somewhere. That looks like it's the edge of the map, so I'm not going to bother going over there. Usually I'm going to send these assault guys up first because they have the shield so they can... Oh shit, yeah, there's an alien right there. Alright, so the way the aiming works in this game, you can right click to aim more and it uses more time units, and it also increases your accuracy. So I think in this case I'm probably okay to use a full accuracy shot, but I don't want to though, because otherwise it'll block the others from coming in and helping. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna move him here, crouch, and you can right click to rotate them so they face a different direction, because at the moment he's out of sight. I can't do a normal or aim shot because he doesn't have a time unit, so I'm just going to use a snapshot and hope for the best. And as expected, it went terrible. And reaction fire is there, like Overwatch and Xcom Enemy Unknown, except it doesn't always trigger it. It depends on the stats of both the enemy and your unit. I'm gonna have this guy do an aim shot. So that guy should be okay. Another aim shot here, I think. I probably shouldn't have moved her there, because if I didn't have enough time units, she'd kind of be in the way there and probably get completely messed up by some sort of alien. Early on, the aliens are not too difficult, but you can't let your guard down because it can change in an instant with this game. If that alien was still alive by the end of this turn, I can guarantee you one of my guys would have died. But yeah, through bits like this, I'm going to try and edit them a bit, because if nothing happens, I don't know, I think I might fast forward through these sort of bits because there's not really anything interesting happening. But yeah, if anyone's watching this and doesn't like that idea, then just say so and I'll change my mind and do it differently. For the time being, I'm going to move this guy here, because I'm worried of something over here. Who knows what's over there. Now the maps in this game It depends on what part of the world you're in. Like, if you're in the northern part, you'll get like a snow tundra type area at the moment, and then I think anywhere else it's kind of just random between like farm, industrial, and like forest sort of thing. Oh god, I really wish I didn't trigger a night mission, jeez. See, I can't throw it over here because that hay bale's fucking blocking the line of sight. Right, let's end the turn and see what happens. Yeah, we can hear them shooting at civilians somewhere. And by the sound of that, it doesn't seem like there's that many aliens. If I were to guess, probably about 4, 5. It is like the smallest ship in the game. Once you get to the larger ships, it gets very tough. Let's go out and have a look. And I thought I could throw over that. Apparently not. So I'm just gonna have her crouch there. Let's move up here. And yep, that does happen. 40% chance to throw the flare, and he throws it on the ground. Well done. Okay, we'll move this guy up. Not too worried about these guys because they can take a few hits before they actually start getting wounded. No, everything in this game is pretty upgradable as well. Like, you can get a better dropship and everything later on to carry more guys. And it deploys differently. Like, I think the last one is like drops drop pods in. And you can kind of choose where you like the layout of your guys as you start. Which is obviously pretty helpful. I'm gonna try and play this really cautiously, but remember, I'm not the best at strategy games, so there's probably a lot of cringe-worthy moments in this. Heavy weapons guy up here. I think that's all I'm going to do for the moment. I might move this guy over. No, don't have enough. Generally, I'm going to try and split them up evenly because, yeah, if one of them misses, I'd rather have 3 backup shots just in case, because I've had a few situations where... Oh shit, here we go. Okay, so we got lucky there. Early on, with no armor, one of those bullets has a pretty good chance of just killing our guys outright. But let's see how this goes. I'm gonna use the pistol guy first. Right. I think we should be able to take this guy out. Crouch her down. You can shoot over your teammates if they're crouching and you're standing right next to them. Okay, so this is going well so far. Should not have done that. Later on in the game, that probably would have been a bad mistake, having their back to it. Let's have a look down here, shall we? Right, I'm gonna move this guy back, and next turn I'm going to move into that farm over there, because I have a feeling that's where their ship is. Usually it's on the opposite side of the map to you, but not always. Let's move this guy up first, as always. Toss a flare over here. Right, just enough to be able to crouch. Heavy weapons are not that useful early on in the game, I've found, because it just takes so many time units to shoot them. Like, you can click the reserve button here, and That's how many spots he can move without shooting. While still being able to shoot, rather. Keep this guy back here. Where's my sniper? Right here, okay. I didn't actually realize that was a sniper. I probably shouldn't have them that close. Not really paying attention because, yeah, I'm new to commentating and everything. You probably already know that. And it's kind of difficult to concentrate on both the game and coming up with something to talk about as well. Anyone who is watching as well, any feedback would be great because like I said, I'm new to this. And right, let's move this shield guy up. Can't actually throw a flare there, so I'm just gonna... Do I have enough to crouch? Yes, I do. So he has just enough time units to do a snapshot at anything that shows up here. This guy up here. Okay, so... This is probably a bad idea. Let's try. Yep, that was a terrible idea. Oh god. So this guy is... this woman is bleeding, actually. So I'm gonna have to kill this alien quickly. Which doesn't look like it's gonna happen. We may be losing our first soldier here. Just gonna do a snapshot because I want him to be able to retreat. Oh, this is going terribly. Why did I do that? Oh my god. I don't want to lose our sniper, so I'm going to keep them back here. I have a feeling we're about to lose Mikkel next turn. Hopefully they shoot at Zofia though, because she's going to survive a few more turns, I think. Yeah, hopefully. So we need to kill that alien and get her a med pack. For the moment, let's just move these guys up. Move this guy here just so I can try to... Oh, damn. I was going to try and toss a flare over here because at the moment there's a pretty good chance that there's something over here that's going to shoot this guy in the back. Okay, so he's suppressed. She's suppressed, rather. So, oh, and they're panicking. Great. So, yeah, she can't do anything at the moment. Suppression in this game just means that they have barely any time units, so I think they only get a quarter of like their full amount. Come on, burst fire. We're gonna sort of switch to burst mode here, and hopefully one of them's gonna hit. 50% chance for 3 bullets. Come on. Okay, there we go. Just enough to retreat. Come on, no. Damn it. Right, so I spun him around. Let's have a look over here. And there's nothing. Good. Hopefully it stays that way. Don't want to have people getting fucking shot in the back. So I'm going to move this person up, Jane. And the way medpacks works is you just move it in there. It just treats it like any other weapon. It uses the time units, and that decides how much health it heals. So yeah, they've stopped bleeding now, and the grey bit is how much you can heal. So if she does survive this, she's going to be out for a long time. Because I don't have a med bay in the base. I should have built it before, but I forgot already. As you can see, these missions can take quite a long time because, especially if you're playing it cautiously like I am, or trying to, not as cautious as I should be, otherwise that person wouldn't have gotten shot. Yeah. I do enjoy this game though, as hard as it is. I've always liked strategy games. It doesn't matter what kind of strategy game, really. I've played a lot of Civilization, that sort of thing. I played the hell out of Xcom Enemy Unknown when it came out, but after playing Xenonauts, it's just so dumbed down. Anyway, let's end this turn. Nothing. That's good. When they're carrying riot shields, they can't jump over fences. So there could easily be something in there. Appears there isn't. Good. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't have people close together like this because they would just throw a grenade there and they'd both be dead. Because explosives are really powerful in this game. But yeah, they don't have grenades this early on. At least I don't remember them having grenades this early on. And I hope they don't have grenades. Right, you can finish healing this person up. You can finish healing Sophia. Move up and hopefully not get shot at, please. Right, so there's the UFO. I'm going to throw a flare over here first though, because I do not want to get shot from the side. Right, good. So that's all clear. Let's move Sophia up. She still has a shield, so she shouldn't die as long as we're facing in the right direction. Emphasize on shouldn't. Right, Jane, you can re-equip your rifle. Move here, I think. There could be an alien there, but I don't think so. Let's move this shield guy up. On the very next turn, we're going to bust in there and go nuts. Where's the heavy guy? I want him up here. Sniper, you can go here. Crouching, even if they're not behind cover, it decreases the chance of hitting them. So you should always crouch if you have enough time units. Ooh, what the hell is going on there? Okay, whatever. You can run off and die, I guess. Okay. I'm just gonna end the turn right here. Just want to get inside this ship and storm it to finish this. Now, this mission might not be too interesting, but they do step up in pace quite a lot. This is like just the early game, so it's going to be easy because it's trying to teach new players and everything. But yeah, it does step up in pace quite a lot. These are also pretty easy aliens. There's these other ones which you haven't seen yet, but I'm willing to bet the next mission will have them, and they're pretty tough. They take quite a lot more bullets to kill. I'm going to end the turn one more time so the heavy guy can shoot next turn. And then we should be able to finish this right now. Our first mission. Just going surprisingly well. Alright, so there we go. There's just one alien there. So let's just open up on him. Miss. God, they just miss all of their shots every time, I swear. Alright, so I didn't even need to use the heavy guy. There we go, our first mission is done, and Sophia is injured for 15 days, so she's not going to be any use to us. And we've got, again, like the other Xcom, you've got like a bunch of stuff to research, which we will be doing in the next episode, because that's all I can record for the moment, guys. But it was fun doing this, and I'm definitely going to do more. So, if you liked it, then yeah, we'd be glad to hear about it. Any feedback would be appreciated. Right, ready him out. See you guys.